Ella Harper, aka Camel Girl, was born with a rare condition that caused her knees to bend backward. Because of this condition, she had to walk on all fours, earning her the nickname Camel Girl. Though it was difficult at first, she made a fortune out of it. She earned a weekly wage of $200 in 1886. Nyekim Gatwek is a South Sudanese model who is known as the Queen of the Dark because of her very dark skin, a result of high levels of melanin. Pope Francis to wash juvenile prisoners' feet this Holy Thursday. Stephen King, one of the greatest horror novelists of all time, has to sleep with the lights on. There is a better preserved exact copy of the Mona Lisa, made by one of Da Vinci's students simultaneously in the same studio as Leonardo. It shows details that are not visible in the Mona Lisa anymore. 1,500-year-old tree of life located in South Africa, one of the oldest living things on Earth. A solar perhelion, also known as a sundog. Albert Einstein, his secretary and daughter became U.S. citizens to avoid returning to Nazi Germany in 1940. Charlie Chaplin made the Hitler-mocking film, The Great Dictator, in 1940 using his own money because none of the Hollywood studios were comfortable irking the Germans, as they had financial relations with them. The film is said to be one of the greatest works of Charlie Chaplin. A member of the New York police force hangs from a girder 1920. Deep in the forests of Indonesia sits an abandoned church shaped like a chicken. A rare type of parasitic twin that occurs in 2 to 3 cases per 5 million newborns. A 3,000-year-old Egyptian foot prosthetics. It is one of the oldest prostheses to ever be discovered. Amid a drought, the Dinosaur Valley State Park has discovered dinosaur footprints that have historically been covered by water and sediment. They date back more than 113 million years. A U.S. Marine gives a cigarette to a Japanese soldier buried in sand. Iwo Jima, 1945. During World War II, Polish Army had an actual bear in its ranks, who was formally enrolled as a private. For his bravery in battle, the bear was promoted to corporal. Meet Corporal Wojtek. And yes, this is a true story. In 1997, William Moult disappeared after leaving a club to go home. He wasn't found until 2019, when a man using Google Earth to check out his old neighborhood in Florida discovered a car submerged in a pond. Before and after of a man who walked across China for a year. An old beer bottle in the mountains with a mini ecosystem inside. Ferdinand Waldo Demara Jr. pretended to be a naval surgeon during the Korean War and performed over 17 successful operations before he was exposed for being an imposter. A massive tadpole was discovered with a hormonal imbalance that prevented it from developing into a frog. A photo of 2 sharks inside a wave. Broke a billiards ball and found a mini one inside. A Roman mosaic discovered in Turkey that was so well made, it preserved the wave of an earthquake without breaking the pattern. A size comparison between the Titanic and a modern cruise ship. A woman once tried to commit suicide by jumping off the Empire State Building. She jumped from the 86th floor but was blown back into the 85th floor by a gust of wind. The Statue of Unity in India, it is the tallest statue in the world, and is nearly 2 times the size of the Statue of Liberty at 600 feet. Ashes of Stephen Hawking buried at Westminster Abbey next to Newton and Darwin. John Wick solidified Keanu Reeves as one of the greatest action stars of all time. It's so cold outside that the ghosts that haunted the house freeze. A ghost apple in West Michigan today. Freezing rain-coated rotting apples. When the branches were shaken, the mush fell out the bottom while leaving the ice shell intact. Someone had a quadruple mini banana this morning. Heart-shaped amethyst geodes. Discovered yesterday in Artigas by the mining company Uruguay Minerals. Someone merged solar and lunar eclipse photo into this composite, a solunar eclipse. Lowest car in Taiwan, known as the Banana Peel, is a drivable Honda Civic that looks like it's clipping through the ground. East Berlin soldiers refusing to shake hands with West Berliners after the Berlin Wall fell. 1989. Miners in Mexico discovered a cavern deep underground, filled with gypsum crystals up to 11 meters long. One of the oldest beware of the dog signs in the world, found in Pompeii ruins, Italy. Dogs appear to have merged this morning. Buster the dog goes from black to white over 2.5 years due to a rare genetic condition. Muhammad Ali, after knocking out Cleveland Williams at the Astrodome in Houston, 1966. Serena Williams, often considered to be one of the greatest tennis players of all time. voiced Ming the prison guard on Avatar: The Last Airbender, after she said it was her favorite show. Lion armor owned by French King Henry II in 1550. One of the oldest houses in France, built in 1491. Pope Francis's final gift: requests that his Pope-mobile be turned into a health clinic for the children at war zone. The French soldier Jean Bernadotte became so popular in Sweden that they elected him king in 1818 when their own royal family was about to die out. The Bernadotte family still rules in Sweden today. The Golden Horse. There are 6,600 on Earth. DNA research found the Achalteke to be one of the oldest horse breeds alive today. Pyramid of the Sun in Mexico. Before excavation, the majestic Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan appeared as an ordinary hill. The mind-blowing Mount Roraima, one of the most fascinating and oldest geographical formations in the world, Mount Roraima is nothing short of mind-blowing. The work of Japanese artist Leto, known otherwise by his moniker Leto Leaf. This armadillo-girdled lizard biting its tail looks like a mini dragon. This is the Angkor Wat Temple complex in Cambodia. Built in the 12th century for the Khmer Empire, it's one of the largest and oldest religious monuments in the world. This photo from 1902 shows French knife grinders. They would work on their stomachs in order to save their backs from being hunched all day. World War II, French warship Gloire. The purpose of this type of camouflage, Noah's dazzle, was to confuse the enemy about a ship's distance, speed, and direction. U.S. Special Forces delivering a W-54 nuclear warhead via jump. Went to Colorado to visit some family, discovered a happy-ass tree among the garden of the gods. This coffee shop in Bedford, England, has wallpaper made from real, full-sized books. Flat carpet in a hotel in Cologne, Germany, imitating a curvy surface. The final exam for police service dogs to remain calm in front of a cat. Germany, 1987. This orange had a little mini orange growing inside of it. A woman in Sweden lost her wedding ring while cooking for Christmas in 1995. The woman found her wedding ring 16 years later on a carrot in her garden. The only explanation was that the ring must have been lost in vegetable peelings that were turned into compost. A 9,000-year-old skeleton was found inside a cave in Cheddar, England, and nicknamed Cheddar Man. His DNA was tested, and it was concluded that a living relative was teaching history about a half-mile away, tracing back nearly 300 generations. Nikola Tesla never married, but claimed to have fallen in love with a white pigeon. After its death, he told friends that he felt his life's work was over. "I loved that pigeon as a man loves a woman, and she loved me. As long as I had her, there was a purpose to my life." Marie Curie's original notebooks, even her cookbook, are still radioactive nearly a century after she passed away. Her books and papers have to be stored in lead-lined boxes, and they will likely remain radioactive for 1,500 years. Those who wish to consult them must wear protective clothing. A statue of a young girl staring down the Wall Street Bull just appeared in Manhattan. 19-year-old Brandon Swanson drove his car into a ditch on his way home from a party on May 14, 2008, but was uninjured, as he'd tell his parents on the phone. Nearly 50 minutes into the call, he suddenly exclaimed, "Oh shit," and then went silent. He has never been seen or heard from again. The story of Annunzio Lagomarsini, who built a flying house by himself out of scraps. The house could be lifted 20 meters in the air and could rotate 360 degrees. Why? His wife wanted to be able to see the sea and always have sunlight in the living room. Dead man walking, a rare phenomenon where multiple tornadoes form simultaneously from the same thunderstorm, often appearing like someone walking across the sky. The eerie humanoid silhouette, combined with storm's potential death and destruction, gives it that name.